What's up, guys? So today wanted to do a student interview with JP since he's out here visiting Columbia, and just wanted to talk about his journey, how he went from knocking doors doing solar to transitioning to remote sales, and in his second month doing 20,000 in sales in this financial services niche. So just to start things out, JP, just tell them a little bit about yourself, your age, where you're from, businesses or other opportunities you've tried in the past, just overall about yourself.
Yeah, so I started sales, my entrepreneurial journey when I was 18. So the all millionaires and billionaires, they started in sales, right? And so naturally, I just went into that as well. I just followed their footsteps. And so I started solar, so door-to-door sales. I'd say I was pretty decently successful in it. I only did around 25,000 in like 2 months. So that was my first experience with sales. And then I was just looking more so of something more like remotely because I really wanted location freedom, the ability to work anywhere around the world. Like we're in Colombia right now and we can still work, and still make money. And so this job really gives more freedom, I'd say.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing is that you did sales before, so you came into this with a little bit of experience already. And I do think that definitely played a factor as to why you were able to succeed so quick. But do you think that anyone can succeed in sales, and what makes someone successful in sales?
I think anybody can succeed in sales, and it just comes down to how hard you're working every single day. Because I remember when I was doing door knocking, I was out there for at least 8 hours every single day, working my butt off. And so it just really comes down to work ethic, and then also the effort that you put into it, and then also like being persistent and consistent with it, because that plays a big factor as well. And just making sure like there's gonna be those tough times where like you're not gonna make a sale, maybe like 3 or 4 days, but that's what makes you better. You know,
Yeah.
it gives you a better mindset.
Yeah, because I was gonna bring that up as well. Like, there's been other people that have came in and made their sale their first day. Like, there's a few other guys out here in Colombia that just got started. A couple of them made their sale first day. But for you, I remember I think it was 3 or 4 days you didn't make a sale at all, and that was even with you coming from a sales background. But of course, it's a different sales process. I mean, what do you think like kept you consistent during that time, and what was your mindset going into it? Because some people they might not get results for 3 4 days and just give up. Like, what was your mindset to overcome that?
I'm in the long run, basically, because I know with sales it's a skill set issue, right? So if you let's say you work for like a month and you see somewhat results, but like you're like, oh, okay, well, I quit, like it's not really work, I'm not really making that much. But compared to the guy that was actually grinding for 6 months and got some sales in between the first 2 months, and then he started really hitting it off at the third month and the fourth month as well, then he just skyrocketed, right? And so it's just really just sticking with it, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so you said a big thing that I always talk about is it being a skill set issue, because if someone else is able to make 20, 30, 40,000 a month, the only difference between like them and you is just the skill set that you have. Because if you have the same skill set and same work ethic, then you're going to be able to also make the same amount. So with that, like, what do you think played the biggest factor in you actually bridging that skill gap during the first month? Because first month, how much did you do? Like five,
5K.
about 5K. Second month, you did over 20K in sales. So of course you need to learn during that first month, and then that's why second month picked up. What do you feel like you did during that first month to like really speed run the process of learning that skill?
Really just getting feedback from these guys and like the top producers as well, because if you're able to, let's say, let them hear on your call and see what you're struggling with, they can give you live feedback back, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And so really listening to somebody who has experience in the business, because they have more knowledge than you, for now, right? But just making sure like you can get better every single day, take the advice they give and actually put action into it, instead of just, oh yeah, I'll do it later, bro, or whatever. Actually take action, like listen to them.
Yeah, so you brought up a really good point, like listening to someone who has experience. And that's how I learned, right? Is by getting my calls reviewed, having mentors, like people that help me. What do you feel like I helped you with versus if you would have tried to do it on your own?
So Jonathan really helped me with objection handling, tonality. Um, One probably my biggest things that I needed to work on. And then he was just helping me every single day. He would listen to all my calls. I would record them. I'd send it to him. He would say, "Bro, you need to work on this, this, and this." I'd implement it, and then I get better and better, right? So that first month I did 5K, right? I'm still learning the business. I'm still learning from him. I kept applying knowledge, and then that's how I got to 20K a month in the second month, you know.
Yeah.
And so really just taking action.
Yeah, 100%. And whenever you were coming into this new niche of sales and you heard about the success that people were having, right? People making 40, 50, even 100,000 a month. Some people, they don't necessarily think that's possible for them. What did you think in terms of like entering? Did you think that was something that's possible for you? And what's your mindset towards that now? And what was it whenever you're entering in?
I mean, if somebody's doing $100,000, you can literally do the same thing as well. If they can do it, I can do it as well. And so the only gap between them is their experience and knowledge in the business, right? And so you can literally learn from them. Obviously, it'll take a little bit of time, but eventually you're going to get there if you stick with it.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's the reason why you've been doing so well is because you have that mindset coming in, right? Some people might come in with self doubt or that's not possible. And then that's something that we talk about in terms of mindset is that's going to reflect in the business. That's going to reflect on the sales calls. If you have doubt or you think that you're not going to do well because you haven't had a sale for a week, then subconsciously you're going to communicate that way and you're just not going to do well. So the fact that JP had that mindset coming in that he's just going to focus on building the skill set, I think was one of the biggest reasons why he was able to get the results so quickly. What would you say to someone who is coming into this that has doubt, like, oh, I'm not able to hit those numbers or I can't do that? And they're just coming in with like a lot of self doubt. What would you say to those people?
Yeah. When I first started in sales, I had the exact same mindset, what Jonathan literally just said. And but the thing is, some of my friends got into the business, but they left. They got lazy. They were like, "Oh, this is not for me." They gave up basically too early. I stuck with it while my friends gave up, and I actually saw success, right? And so it's really just sticking with it, being consistent with it, because if you'll never miss a lucky day if you're always consistent, right?
Yeah, that's something I always tell you. Yeah, I mean, would you have ever thought that you would be making money remotely like this, able to travel out to Colombia and actually visit me in person? Did you think that was going to be a possibility?
Look, guys, if I didn't meet this guy, I mean, absolutely not. Absolutely
Well, I appreciate it very much, bro. It means a lot.
not. Gotcha.
Okay, and then what point were you at in your life whenever it made you have that realization like, I want to make a change? I want to be able to transition from knocking doors, which I know you told me that you hated, to actually making money online. Like, what was that point that actually drove you to take action?
Yeah. It's the location freedom that comes with it. Because, if you're working somewhere remotely, we can be in Colombia and still make money. Or like be anywhere around the world, right? And we can still make money. So that's the luxury that it gives. And so that's the main reason why I transitioned from door to door is just because I have to be like at a specific place at a specific time, knocking from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock midnight, something like that.
No, that was good. That was good. I appreciate it. It's good to see you out here, JP. I'm glad that you're doing well, and we're gonna keep pushing. And